Action! Yo, what up guys, Ari Gold, Chosen Energy. Today I want to talk about garments and things and materials and any kind of thing that we can actually have or we do have or we possess in our lives that are just kind of like, they just kind of remind us of like things that are no longer viable in our environment, in our reality, and in our truth. Like we no longer can correlate with them. It's like things that no longer are in our aura or in our realm or in our frequency or in our reality. Therefore we can no longer just relate to them in any way or form. So therefore it is best to let them go by not just mentally, by association or identification, but by also like physically just like letting them go by gifting it to someone or just trashing it or like recycling it. Because the thing is that no matter how much we change our views of some things or set intentions to change things on certain things, like there's things that will always have this memory for us no matter how much we let go, because they're physical items. Unless we get rid of that actual physical item, that's the only time that we can actually like let them go freely and no longer ever have that thought, because that thing, that little whatever that material is, will no longer symbolize that for us to go back and kind of drain our energy every time we see it. So that's the reason why I made this preach, because I just ran across something from a few years ago that just had me in a different time in my life where I was with people that were really bad for me, just low vibes, and so that always kind of like just killed me. It almost just made me like it almost like drowned me in my own blood almost, because it was so powerful. So I just decided to just trash it no matter how much I paid for it or how beautiful that thing was. And that inspired me to make this video, just so I can kind of let you guys know that it's not about changing your perspective on things to let things go, but it's also like physical actually like letting go, because I don't think that's actually mentioned as much in spiritual space. So I just thought I would be the one to shed light on it and for people to actually see and do the same thing themselves and be liberated from all the negative toxic past that no longer serves us in our present moment. And with that said, let's jump on this preach, read it up, and let's kill this video before it's too long of a preach like it always is, and we're always out of time. Airplane mode, done. Okay, that's my thing. Always put your phone on airplane mode when you're shooting a video. The best, because you'll be surprised how the most stupidest calls will literally come at the worst times too. I mean, especially when they're like infomercials. Okay guys, let's just stop talking about that and actually stick to the topic here. Okay, that was like, me talking to myself. That was weird. Okay, guys, so today as you enjoy your hump day, aka Wednesday, make sure it is beautiful as the weather as you live spontaneously in it. I guess it is supposed to be in. Okay. Oops, I did it again. Brittany. Today is a Wednesday and it's a hump day where it is kind of midweek, so we want to just make sure that we acknowledge that we've come so far already in our week and just kind of look back and see what we accomplished, and just always make sure that we're on float, our progress is at its best pace. So that's really important, to make sure that our progress is on flow, and because it is midweek and we have a few more days before, I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. So just make sure that we are on our flow while we're on the humping. Actually, that was weird. Okay, so let's make sure that we're on a flow and our progress is legit and intact. Okay, so let's go. I woke up a few days ago and I had this insight that some of my garments that I owned carry negative energy inside them based on past negative events that are attached to them. Then I remembered watching a vid with R&D and Larry Dowdy that confirmed how materials may carry energy in them and we must sage or discard them to clear them from our aura. I don't remember if he mentioned discarding, but I do remember him saying to sage. So I just thought, why not just discard them? Because some things are not really, it's not really the energy that you're trying to sage away, but it's what they remind you of. So that's the reason why I made this video, because there's something that no matter how much saging you do with the crystal, like with the, I believe with the crystalline or the keratin crystal, I'm not sure which one it is. Anyways, but no matter how much you sage anything that just brings you like old memories, that thing can never change its like relation, because in your mind, no matter how much you let go, that physical object still like it reminds you of things that you were not very happy in that time. So that's the reason why it's really important to discard, trash, gift, recycle, whatever, to just get it out of your head, out of your physical area, your environment, your reality. This way you can live happy, peaceful, and away from all that noise that thing was causing you to distract you from your present moment and focusing on your life in the present moment. The garment that reminded me of a past event happened to be my Calvin Klein boxer briefs, which cost me a fortune over 3 years ago, which was like 50 bucks. That I still wore, I know, due to this perfect design and feel, because it was just like such a comfortable underwear. It was like the best ever, like ever, and I'm really like, I love underwear. I have like maybe 100 pairs, different kinds. That's why I don't able to wear them longer, because I don't wear them like every single day. So yeah, and this was Calvin Klein. It was just like really nice one. Anyways, but it doesn't matter the brand. The point is that it was really beautiful, and I was still able to not resist, and I just discarded and I threw it away, and it felt great. I showed no resistance, and guess what happened next? Everything happened. It was beautiful. Moreover, I asked myself if this material was worth my vibration in the present moment, and the answer was no. So I tossed it in the trash without a single regret, since I live with no resistance, and that's really the way that I live. I don't like to go back and regret anything. Whatever I've done, whatever people have done to me, I don't go back and just feel like the regret of how that happened, or remorse, or negative, or just hold on to things like letting them attach to my aura. I just let them go. It's the easiest way, because then there's nothing more beautiful than letting things go, knowing that you don't have to ever like deal with them again. No matter how much it costs you, just let it go. It doesn't matter. And furthermore, the next day when I woke up, I felt free from the old timeline, and my underwear drawer didn't have that in it, which I visit every morning after shower. Pretty much that drawer, every time that I opened it up, every single time, and I would see that underwear, I would literally just feel like, wow, that whole thing was back here. I actually like try to like hide that underwear in the very back of the drawer, just so that I would not see it as often. That's how much that underwear was actually getting to me. It was just like, it was more like a permission slip. It was more like association. It was just beyond. It was just like, even when I wore it, like, I was set like negative intentions automatically. It was just weird. 10-10 happening right now. It was just crazy. It was just super insane. Anyways, yeah. So it was one undergarment, and oftentimes it only takes one material, one step forward to ascend to the next chapter of your life, and that's really true. One little thing can hold you back so much, and one little change can set you forward so much as well. So why not just do it if you have the power, and if you know that that's what is happening. Many times we don't have the awareness, but if you have the awareness, just let it go, because that will serve you more in the long run than you will possibly imagine. The next day, I had the most amazing chain of positive events that took place, and I felt firsthand the raised vibration post detachment from negative materials without resistance. If you have any material or things that remind you of past negative events, I encourage you to give them to someone else after you stage them. And that's really true. Like I was just saying, just give things out. Don't like be stuck with them. And the other thing is, the next day after like letting that go, I woke up and everything was just so beautiful. I had so many things happen that I didn't know how to correlate, but it was just like, it was almost like by showing no resistance to that and just being aware of that thing hold me back, and by letting it go without even thinking twice, like, everything else just happened to me, because that thing was just like, I guess it really was physically in my energy. That's the reason why when I physically like removed it, it was spiritually and physically like removed from my energy, huh? Alternative way of going about it is to change the way you identify with those materials. If the material is too valuable to discard. What I'm saying is that if you really cannot discard something because it's like a jewelry or something really expensive, or like a car, and it has like a memory to it as well, it's like if it's really hard, then just try really hard to change your identity, and that's the actual spiritual way of doing it. Normally, you change the way you identify with that item. So let's say if it's like your Bentley, or if it's like a gold diamond ring, then just kind of see it as like being beautiful jewel, like being just such a beautiful art, like work of art. Don't see it as like, oh man, Let it like remind you of like maybe like some movie that you saw, that there was a ring inside that kind of looks very like familiar to this ring, or whatever like material it is that you want to associate with from any kind of movie or any kind of story or any kind of a life material. It has like a happy aura around it, you know. So that way you will be able to change the identity of that material. Therefore, that material will not remind you of that. It'll just remind you of like, let's say that this gold gem that you have, this kind of like this this amethyst rock, this big crystal that you have, even though crystals are supposed to be positive, but they carry negative energy in them. Or let's say this is big, like a diamond ring. Not the ring itself, but the gem itself. If it's just the gem itself and you can't really get rid of it because it costs like money and it's memory, then just think of it as like, kind of like identify that, wow, 004. I identified that with like some kind of movie that you saw, or like a Harry Potter or something like magical that they had diamonds in them per se, and that was like, oh wow, that was like a movie. So change the identity, or just kind of feel that that's not there, that's not from that thing anymore, that's from something else. Unless it's an underwear, then just toss it, who cares. if something's like small that doesn't really have a special, like a meaning, like a sentimental value, then just toss it, my advice. So that's the alternative way, is to change the identity with those materials if the material is too valuable for you to discard. That is why my best recommended course of action is to just recycle it, trash it, or gift it. Because you'll be getting rid of an item that, regardless of its energy field that it possesses in the now, it is possessing your energy in the present moment by lowering it. That's very true. So pretty much, no matter how cool the item is or how valuable, it is really like beyond control for you to just like stop thinking about that. Just get rid of it, because no matter like how much you think that thing is valuable enough for you not to just discard it out from your life, physically and mentally, that thing will always carry its own energy field in your energy field, which will become your energy field ultimately, and it'll just like ruin your life, and it'll just be always something that like you might be having the best day, have the best flow, and that one thing will just like literally just drown you. Nothing is worth holding on to, not even memories or materials that don't serve you anymore or resonate. Living with no resistance simply means loving the now enough to live in the present moment without any baggage that may weigh your spirit down from smiley to sad. With that I actually meant the emojis. You know, there's like the smiley and there's the sad, the frown. Nothing is worth to turn your smile into sadness because of its some kind of value or money value or something, especially if it's not sentimental. If it's just money, which is really like not worth keeping it for. Look inward, which is like inside of you, to brighten your light and life without any 3D materials. Without any 3D materials, I'm referring to materials that are in the 3D dimension. Look inward to brighten your light and life without any 3D materials that may jeopardize your vibrational alignment as a light worker and being. Because so you have to always be aware and mindful of what is actually lowering your vibrational alignment or dismantling it, because many times we don't realize that things like little things that are in our 3D plane, our 3D density, they may be actually lowering our energy every single day, a little from here and like a little from there, and that's enough to actually tweak our vibrational alignment and actually bring our energy down over and over and over again until we actually discard that or change our association with that item, that material. So that is the reason why it's so important to be aware and set the intentions to actually bring awareness of things that no longer serve you, or just kind of unconsciously just bother you and just like kind of make you mad without you even knowing. And those things will actually come forward, come to surface, and you'll just see them and just like discard them. It's very much like, it's something that I learned in the reality transurfing. Like when you do slides, you first get rid of like a negative slide, and then you create your positive slides of your moments of your reality that you want to create. So if you have slides like this thing that I'm telling you about, my underwear, it's actually a slide. It's a negative slide that I had to literally get rid of, because that was the only way for me to erase that slide from my life, from my aura, from my present moment, because it was bringing me the past that I didn't need and I didn't want to associate with, because it was no longer viable in my present moment. And that's about it, guys. So just live life with no attachments and get rid of stuff that no longer serve you, and as long as you do so, you will live with a peaceful mind, with a powerful new slides, which are present moment of life that you wish for yourself, and you'll just feel happy without any energy fields that may actually be in your energy without you even knowing consciously. That's it. I want to wish you guys a beautiful, amazing evening, or if you're watching this tomorrow morning on Thursday, then I want to wish you guys an amazing, beautiful Thursday, or any other day, whatever day you're watching this. Just always remember to live for love, for peace, and for good vibes, and whatever is bothering you, like materials, get rid of them, discard them, and change the identity that you give them. And like always, much love, peace. Namaste. Much love, stay vibey, bye. much.